The year was 2007, I believe, when they had "This Is Why I'm Hot" or something like that. This is why, yeah. This is why I'm hot. That song. So, anyway, we was at work. Everybody was playing the song. It was the hottest thing out, and Mims was coming to Chicago, and people at our job, we got tickets. You know, that's what, when you enter the entertainment event world, this is what you get. This is your perks. Somebody, and normally if it trickles down to you, it was an event that they didn't want to go to and four other people was busy. So it says, who can we dump these tickets off to? Don't want them to go to waste. Hey, Davis! Hey, how you doing, man? Hey, you know what? I've noticed what you've been doing around here. You've been really good, putting in a lot of work. And I just want to say to you, thank you. And I got some tickets here. And since I got these tickets, I was kind of wondering, do you know who the rapper Mims is? This is why I'm hot. Yeah. Well, it's a whole event going on every year, you know. And me and Josine ain't going to be able to make it. So we were wondering if you would like to go. Hey. So I'm like, sure, I'll take the tickets. And, you know, we get the best of the best, you know, because normally those tickets are comp for people that come visit. We'll go take them and entertain a client. Now, we go to the event. The concert is great. So I know one of the DJs there. So I'm like, oh, man, that's my boy, the DJ. So my homie that went with me, we go back there and we met like all the rappers that was on the card at the, you know, the event or whatever. So it's an MC back there who I'm not gonna name, but Mims is talking to him, and he was like, "Oh, I'm like, yeah, man, you know, you can help me out. Here's my CD, you know, it's got like 4 songs on there. I use 4 different styles." And Mims is like, thank you, you know, like, thanks for looking out for me, man. He's like, I got you, you know, like, here, take this number down. This is my number. Call me. Because he was like, man, you was dope tonight. You know, man, I loved everything you did. He's like, yeah, I'm going to hook you up and you're going to get signed to our label, you know, the thing that we working on. So he told him that. Told him, like, look, let me get my info, get your info and all that stuff. Exchange information. Now, this is how I was told the story went after the fact. Now, this is why it's hot. It's starting to come down a little bit. Like the juice and the hype off that. So, now that the juice and the hype is dying down, people are wondering, like, you know, what's the new single? And they're getting ready to do that. So, dude was hitting him up all through New York, you know, while he was out there visiting. And he calls the number and he's getting somebody named Corey. And Corey's like, oh, yeah, well, you know, I'm doing this for him. I'm doing that and I'm doing that. So, yeah, I speak for him and such and such and such and such. So he was like, yeah, Wilson or somebody like that was supposed to take care of this. And he was like, well, I'm out here on the strength because I talked to him and y'all told me to just, when I'm in New York, hit you up and y'all got me. Y'all was going to reimburse me my money and everything else for coming out here. And he was going to hook me up with his guy, Winston or whatever. And it was going to go down. Like, where is he? Man, you know he's an entertainer. Things happen. You just can't pop up and then expect him to just be sitting here waiting for you. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I understand that. But he's like, I texted him 2 weeks ago and gave him the date. Said, I'm coming. He said, okay. Here it is now. I text him again. Okay. I got you. He's showing him the text messages like it came from this phone. So was that you texting me? You got me and I'm okay? He was like, nah. He probably did that because he's like, we share this line, but right now everything's transferred over to me. So he's like, what's going on? You know, I'm in New York. Somebody got to get up with me. You know, what's going on with the dude? Then just take me to see this Winston dude or whatever. So they was like, look, we're busy. We're out of town right now. We're in Trenton, New Jersey. We cannot get there to you, blah, 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 whatever. So, meanwhile, he's stuck in a hotel room. He was only there for 2 more days, then he had to leave. But he's out of like $800-something, so he's hot. Because he spent all his money to come down there under the fact that they was finna reimburse him. So he was like, look, y'all owe me $800 because I came out here for nothing. He was like, look, we didn't know why you were coming out here. You just said you were coming out here. We didn't know that, so you can't expect us to just pay you $800. And so they just started ducking the call every time he called. See, let me explain to you something about a Chicago dude. Chicago people, once you tell them something, they expect you to live up to it. That's how it works out here. If you tell them something and you say, man, I forgot. Did I say that? Or they believe it? Or there's a miscommunication? A lot of people are on the wrong side of the dirt right now because of miscommunication. It's very valuable that you get that communication line plugged and fixed immediately, because that's the last thing you want. That is the absolute last thing you ever want, is to have miscommunication with a Chi-Town individual. Needless to say, there was an event that took place years later, and same type of situation. The MC was supposed to be on the card. Now, Mims and everybody else was doing this thing. They had Redman, Mims, and once again on the show. Now, he done been gave up on the Mims situation, and he was working on a whole nother avenue. He was working with this other crew whose name I can't mention, but they were more on the criminal side. That's the reason why we don't mention. So somehow Mims, they run into Mims at a show. Redman was there, some other people were there on this build, and they was getting ready to do the show. And by this time, This Is Why I'm Hot is faded out of existence, and he's promoting something new. He's got some new stuff coming out, and he's trying to promote that. So he's out there, you know, it's a smaller event, smaller venue. So he was like, walked up to the DJ, was like, man, let me get a smoke. You got a Newport? So he was like, yeah, I got a port, but she's like, you got to go out on the back and smoke it, you know, out there and blow it out, you know, in that corner. And he's like, because it's an open door space, because he's like, you start smoking there, they might trip. So he was, all right, I got you. So he out there inside smoking and stuff. And then he didn't even know Mims was there or something. I don't know. All I know is he said, I walked in there, Mims gave me a like dirty look, like I remember you. And, you know, kind of walked off, which I felt that's not Mims' character. From when I seen him, he didn't seem like that kind of person. But hey, this is his tune. This is his tale of what happened when they ran into each other. So they talked. He was like, yo, man, what's going on, man? What happened with such and such? He was like, man, look, when I came to Chicago, I came back out to Chicago to do something. He's like, I looked you up. I called that number. You don't have that number no more. He's like, dog, you got to understand. I got things to do. I just can't sit around and wait on people. He was like, man, your guy Corey set me up and did this for me, did this to me, and he was like, man, that's not my manager. I don't even know how you got that number. You must have took the number down wrong. He's like, I'm going to talk to get the wrong number, and they finna call. And actually, I was texting you, and you texted me back, okay, just come on down. I got you. He's like, man, you playing games. You playing games. So they get into a big argument later on over something, and then next thing you know, he just snapped and started stomping him. And he's like, him, another guy, they just start just stomping on Mims. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, dude, we flipped him. He's like, we was just tired of him lying. And we bum rushed him. He said Mims got stomped out with Tim's. So he's like, we had on Tim's and we was just stomping him right in the head and everything, dude. He's like, it was brutal, dude. We was knocking cups over. He was like, Red Man, nobody helped this dude. Red Man, he's like, they all just moved to the back of the wall. I'm like, wow. Really? You stomped out Mims? It's like, yeah, this is why I'm hot, Mims. We stomped him out. It was like, he violated us, man. You know, he tried to treat us like we was marks. So, like, he kept lying. So, I said, wow, I'm going to have to share that with the rest of the general public. So, allegedly, this artist stomped him out. Like, where's this artist at today? Right now, this artist is doing time. Unfortunately, life takes people under. But he should be out either this year or next year. But he's on Facebook. This is what's weird. I'm like, how are you locked up with a Facebook? It's the weirdest thing. I've never understood how that happens. Like, how do you just say, hey, you know, you locked up. Well, here's Facebook. I'm like, that's interesting. I'm like, still got the social life. Like, I'm locked down, but I'm trying to get some likes here. Oh, man. That just still blows my mind. Being on Facebook would be one of the last things I would want to do. I'm locked down. I'm trying to get an appeal lawyer, everything. Dude, I'm talking to my lawyer every day. Look, what's going on with my case? What are we looking at here? What's doing? I'm thinking about my case. Facebook, hey, what are you going to do? Ask somebody, have anybody ever been arrested for this? And if so, how did you get out of it? Whoa, depends on what state you in. Hi, I'm dead. Hashtag, you screwed. Yeah, it's nuts, man. I just never understood that. So, yeah, according to him, you know, Mims got stomped out because he said Mims is lying too much. And he just didn't want to help him. And he was like, he was over it. You know, he didn't get the $800, but still, you know, it was just the thought. So that's it. Your boy Karceno, I'm out.